We have some breaking news coming in at this point of time. Hamas chief Ismail Haniyeh and one of his bodyguards have been killed after their residence in Tehran was targeted. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, confirmed in a statement and also offered condolences to the people of Palestine, the Muslim world, and the fighters of Iran-led resistance front over the Hamas leader's death. Hamas said in a statement that an Israeli attack killed the Palestinian group's leader, Ismail Haniyeh, in his residence in Tehran. And this is breaking news coming at this point of time, wherein Hamas chief Ismail Haniyeh was killed in Iran's Tehran. The Palestinian militant group Hamas has announced this on Wednesday. In a statement, it says, with condolences to the nation of Palestine and the Islamic nation and the combatants of the resistance front and the noble nation of Iran, its chief Ismail Haniyeh has been killed. Well, earlier, Israel has claimed to have killed Hezbollah's most senior military commander in a strike on southern suburb of Lebanon's capital, Beirut. And in the latest, the breaking news coming in at this point of time is that Hamas's chief Ismail Haniyeh and one of his bodyguards have been killed after their residence in Tehran was targeted. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps released a statement announcing that Haniyeh and one of his bodyguards were killed when the residence was targeted in Tehran. Well, Haniyeh was in Tehran to attend the inauguration ceremony of the Iranian president-elect Masoud Pezeshkian when his house was attacked, in which he was killed. Well, earlier, Israel claimed to have killed Hezbollah's most senior military commander in a strike on southern suburb of Lebanon's capital, Beirut. And right now, with news coming in, is that Hamas's chief Ismail Haniyeh and one of his bodyguards have been killed after the residence in Tehran was targeted. Hamas has also released a statement in which it says that an Israeli attack killed the Palestinian group's leader Ismail Haniyeh in his residence. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has also confirmed the death of Ismail Haniyeh. In a statement, it has said that the IRGC offers condolences to the people of Palestine, the Muslim world, and the fighters of Iran-led resistance front over the Hamas leader's death. For all those tuning into WION World is One, we have breaking news at this point of time. Hamas chief Ismail Haniyeh has been killed in Tehran. Hamas has now released a statement which says that Ismail Haniyeh was killed in Iran's Tehran. The Palestinian militant group Hamas said this on Wednesday. Hamas has further released a statement saying that it was an Israeli attack that killed the Palestinian group's leader Ismail Haniyeh in his residence in Tehran. Well, Haniyeh was in Iran for the inauguration of President Masoud Pezeshkian when the attack took place. According to IRGC, an investigation is currently underway to assess the cause of the attack. Well, the attack also took place at a time when Haniyeh was in Tehran to meet with the supreme leader and attend the new president Masoud Pezeshkian's inauguration when the attack took place. IRGC says that the attack was carried out early on Wednesday, in which Hamas chief Ismail Haniyeh was killed. And breaking news coming at this point of time. Hamas chief Ismail Haniyeh and one of his bodyguards have been killed after their residence in Tehran was targeted. Hamas says that it was an Israeli attack that killed its chief Ismail Haniyeh. According to reports, Haniyeh was in Iran to attend the inauguration ceremony of Masoud Pezeshkian. As of now, an investigation is underway to assess the cause of the attack. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has also confirmed the demise of Hamas chief Ismail Haniyeh. And for more on this, our correspondent Ghadi Francis is joining us on the phone line. Ghadi, news just coming in. Hamas chief Ismail Haniyeh has been assassinated in Tehran. What more can you tell us?
Ismail Haniyeh has been assassinated in Tehran. This news has just came in. Previously in this war, many of his family members have been killed in Gaza. Two of his sons, granddaughters, and also his sister's family have been assassinated in the course of this war and strike in northern Gaza in their homes. But Ismail Haniyeh hasn't emerged inside Gaza during all this war. He has been in Tehran on several other occasions and have been reported in other areas in West Asia during the negotiations. He is a politician. He is not a military leader in the Hamas movement. Now, this news has just came in. No further information up to date about any retaliation or so, given that Hamas designates Haniyeh as one of its top and veteran leaders. This has to be big.
Right, Ghadi, you did speak of how his family members have also been targeted in the past. Just to add to that, two of his sons and several grandchildren have also been killed in Gaza earlier. Reports also suggest that Haniyeh was in Iran for the inauguration of the newly elected Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian. As of now, an investigation is underway to assess the cause. What more can you tell us?
The investigation, and this time has been given because in the course of this war, everything has been given time. Everything is taken political and the negotiations are still in course. As you know, there are always tough negotiations whether to reach a ceasefire or to deal or what kind of retaliations would be enough. So this news has just come in. It is the early hours in West Asia. It is still in the early AM hours. Only an announcement by Hamas has been issued. Up so far, we don't know how large this would exacerbate the condition, but I will tell you it's not new. In the course of this war, although the news would be big when such a leader is assassinated, Hamas leaders, Hezbollah leaders, these movements in West Asia have always been prepared for such conditions. And they don't really announce it in a surprising manner. The statement was very clear and very summarized. And I suppose in the coming few hours, maybe more of the statements would emerge, especially from Qatar, given that Ismail Haniyeh and other Hamas leaders have always been residing in Qatar. So I expect, and people here expect, that many of the Arab nations around the region of West Asia would have a reaction in the coming hours.
Right, Ghadi also shed some light on how Hamas's leader Ismail Haniyeh's assassination, how will that impact the ongoing war that's going on in the region? Also, just a few hours ago, we had also seen Israel striking the southern suburb of Lebanon's capital, Beirut. So how do you see all these developments impacting the already volatile situation in West Asia?
Well, on the contrary of what one might expect, that these would make the war further escalate, in the condition that we are here, Israel is looking for eradicating Hamas, and it has put this as a goal from this war. So the more of these would actually be, or could actually be, going towards more negotiations rather than further escalating the war. We don't really know what Israel might make out of this. It can make a win out of this, and it can make several negotiation rounds where things might even stop, and the retaliations might make it go. This is how volatile the situation is, whether it's in Lebanon or Palestine these days. It's always a tit-for-tat attack. When we're speaking about Lebanon, it's a totally different situation. Although yesterday Beirut suburb was struck, and we have 4 civilian deaths and 74 injured. We have no idea up so far, not the Israelis or Hezbollah. Nobody has announced that a Hezbollah commander was assassinated. But because this strike already happened on Beirut, things in Lebanon have been cooler in the past few hours because people were waiting for the retaliatory strike. Now that it is done, everybody is cool, knowing that nothing more would happen, because on the diplomacy turn, it's being governed by the U.S. and by many mediators. And according to the news now, the U.S. has informed Lebanese mediators that no further escalations would happen on the capital or inside of Lebanon. And the strikes, and the Israeli strikes, would continue to be in the southern and the eastern parts of Lebanon, just like the past month. So even when big things happen, it might come into negotiations rather than escalations, because we are now in the 9 months of this war. So it's not really unprecedented, and it's not really unexpected when these things, these big escalations happen.
Right, Jody, Hamas in a statement has said that an Israeli attack killed the Palestinian group's leader, Ismail Haniyeh. Talk to us about how this attack will perhaps impact the hostage talks which is going on at the moment, and what kind of retaliation can we expect from Hamas militant group?
Well, Hamas has been very clear on their stance regarding the hostage situation, and this is why we have reached this time and all these months of war. The hostage situation will not be cleared until there is a hostage swap, according to Hamas. These assassinations will not change their stance. In the previous years and the experience of us watching how Hamas is governing these swaps, I don't think that these escalations or this assassination would really alter the situation on the ground regarding the hostages. Hamas has already announced that the only way the hostages would be freed is when other Palestinian detainees would be freed. And this is the only way for a breakthrough in that file. So I don't think that this assassination would really alter the situation for the hostages.
Right, Ghadi, thank you so much for joining us on the show.